are you ready for AI agents in your team, your organization, and in your professional life? This is the next level of AI, and we are all getting access to it now. So the generative AI, which has been around for 3 years, is where you just type in a little prompt or a question and AI gives you a response, which you then do something with. AI agents take it to the next level, where the AI can act on your behalf and can do things on your behalf with your permission. So it creates great opportunities, but there are also some risks. And as a leader, you should understand both the positive and the negative. Let me give you an example. I used an AI agent recently to plan a trip for me to the Gold Coast, where I was speaking at a conference a few weeks ago. I love the Gold Coast. I lived there almost 20 years ago now, for a year, so I always like going back. And the only difficult thing for me, traveling from Perth, is that there are really no convenient direct flights from Perth to the Gold Coast. So if I want to fly, then I generally have to fly through Sydney or through Melbourne and change flights. And that means that I have to allow a long gap between flights to allow for delays so that I don't miss my connection. So it's a long time to get there. What I prefer to do instead is fly to Brisbane and then organise a driver to then take me to the Gold Coast. I find that simpler to do. It's faster, it's more reliable, and I don't have to worry about flight delays as much. So that's what I normally do. The reason I'm telling you this story is because a few weeks ago, when I was speaking at this conference on the Gold Coast, I decided to experiment by asking an AI agent to do that research, and I wondered whether it would give me that option. So I said, I'm in Perth, need to get to the Gold Coast, speak at a conference on this date, I need to get there the day before, help me plan how I get there. And I didn't tell it whether I should fly or train or boat or car or whatever. I just said, help me get there from A to B. And I was curious to know whether it would only go with the mainstream options of flying through Sydney and Melbourne and changing flights, or whether it would be innovative enough and clever enough to also consider the option of going through Brisbane and then driving to the Gold Coast. And I was really pleased to see that it did. It took a while going through all this research, and it shows you what websites it's looking up and how it's trying to plan the itinerary. And in the end, it said your best option is the one which was my preferred option. Fly to Brisbane and then take a car to the Gold Coast, or take the train or get a rideshare service. So it gave me those options, but I was pleased to see that it didn't just stick to flights alone. Now, that alone is not an agent at work. You could ask ChatGPT or Copilot a similar question and it will give you those results. The agent bit is what it said at the end of that. It said, here are the options. And then it said, would you like me to book them for you? And if I'd given it my personal details, my frequent flyer number, and my credit card details, the AI would have gone and made those bookings for me. So this is what AI agents can do. Not just give you information, but it can act on your behalf. And we've pretty much all got access to them now. If you're using a fairly modern version of AI, you've got access to AI agents. And as you can imagine, that creates real opportunities in an organization and in your personal life, but it also creates some potential problems and risks. And I'm sure you can imagine that if you give AI your personal details, frequent flyer numbers, loyalty numbers, credit card details, and you ask it to go out and do things for you, then it could be quite productive and quite efficient. But equally, if you don't intervene at appropriate points, it could make inappropriate decisions because you've given it permission to go off and do that. Now, if you had a smart team member, a smart assistant, human assistant to do that, you'd trust them more. You'd get to the level where you could trust them to make those decisions without your input. And initially you wouldn't. Initially you might ask them to check in with you as you're going, as they're going to, so that you can make decisions with them. But over time, you'll get to trust them. And it should be the same with AI, but as with other things that have happened with AI, it's very tempting when you see a little box saying, would you like me to make the booking for you? It's very tempting to say, yes, just go ahead and do it, assuming it's going to do the right thing. And this is not only for yourself, but it's for your team members as well, that they may have access to an AI agent, and unless they've got the right education, the right AI policy in place, the right guardrails and the governance that you've put in place for your team and for your organization, unless they know what they're doing, it's very easy for an AI agent to make decisions that could cause real damage to your organization. So there are potential problems that you need to be aware of. And of course, you might already have an AI policy or an AI guardrails in place, but it might be time to upgrade them because you've now got AI agents. AI has got smarter, it's got more sophisticated, so you may need to upgrade your policies and guardrails and guidance and education if you haven't done that yet. And AI agents are just one of the things that's changed in AI in the last 6 to 12 months. And that means that you should be changing as well. It's no longer good enough to stick with the policies and guidance and education that you and your team already have. Maybe you need to upgrade that. If you'd like to know more about that, I'm running an online presentation soon about rethinking AI. So I've called it Rethinking AI because AI has changed again. And so we need to rethink how we deal with AI so we can take advantage of the opportunities and also understand the potential risks and challenges. So this is a free public online presentation. You'll find the link to register, so please register and feel free to invite others in your team and your network as well. I'll see you in the future.